Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining the NWP call this evening. My name is Rich Simmons. I'll be your presenter and host. Before I go any further, I just want to read this disclaimer. NWP does not offer financial advice. It's important that all users fully understand how their funds are being used, and remember, past performance is not a guarantee of future results. NWP is a company focused on generating short-term profits for its members or its partners, as they're not members, as you'll find out. You're a partner in NWP, and their corporate offices are situated in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. There's different portfolios available with NWP. These are all in managed tiers, and that's starting with a foundation portfolio from as little as $10 to $9,999. There, the monthly target is over 5%. That's what the traders look for on a monthly basis. Then there's the growth portfolios from $10,000 to $50,000. And there, the target is 8% or more on a monthly basis. And then the elite portfolios, $50,000 or more deposited, and that's a target of over 10% per month. These profits are distributed monthly, however, they're paid out to you on a weekly basis, and they're based on a calendar cycle. This is the expectation, and this is what we have experienced actually in the past. How does this profit generation strategy work? NWP typically uses 20% of your deposited savings in Forex markets. And the reason why this is done is it's a conservative approach, and it allows for flexible access to your initial savings amount. The first time you withdraw that amount, it's free of charge, and after that there will be a subsequent charge. How this works, you start in the system. Profits are generated from a Monday to Friday. On a Saturday, the profits are separated from your actual capital, so the capital remains with the brokers. Profits are then sent to a payment gateway where you can withdraw those profits. Provided you've made a minimum of $5, you can then withdraw that instantly into your crypto wallet, and then you decide what you want to do, enjoy your money and your profits, etc. It's your choice. Always with NWP, you have the choice. In terms of fees, there are no membership fees, annual or trading fees. The only fees charged by NWP are a 5% fee on your profit withdrawals, and then there is a subsequent 2% fee on any capital withdrawal. So remember, the first time you take out your capital or that initial deposit or any deposits that you have in the system, that's free. This next time you take out a capital withdrawal, 2% fee will be charged there. To deposit and withdraw from the system, deposits can be made in USDT on the ERC20 network, the BNB network. There's also BNB available to deposit, and then Polygon USDT for deposits. All withdrawals from the system, whether it's your capital or profits on a weekly basis, are done in Polygon USDT. And the simple reason why Polygon USDT is chosen is that the gas fees are very, very small on that. So it's not an issue of moving your funds around. Even on the highest or the quickest flow from your wallet, that's less than 1 cent American in fees. So it's an extremely efficient and cheap way of doing it. A withdrawal, just by interest's sake, will take you around about a minute or two to get that withdrawal into your wallet. Let's have a look at some of the key features of the system. And tonight I will be going into a little bit more detail about this, but there's a manual reinvestment system. Now, this means that profits, as I mentioned just now, that the profits are not kept with your capital. They're sent to a third-party payment gateway on a Saturday where they need to be withdrawn. You can then decide whether you want to reinvest or not. The reinvestment process is not automatic. It means you have to take it out and put it back in physically yourself. And this just gives you full and complete control over your funds. There's direct support available through the customer support on WhatsApp chat, and then there is an affiliate program. The affiliate program works in the fact that you can introduce your friends to the company, and once they join and they've got an active deposit, you will receive an affiliate bonus from whatever they make in profit on a weekly basis. And you will continue to earn that as long as they've got an active deposit. There are other additional bonuses which you can earn. We're not going into detail this evening about that. Do find out and ask if you need. If we look at some of the key metrics from the system, this whole NWP model that I'm showing you this evening, it's not a theoretical model. This is a proven model. The trading began in October last year. The first Saturday of when trade profits were declared was on the 26th of October. And since then, we've had 47 weeks of trading. It's been consistent. And so far, the foundation, which is your $10 to $10,000 portfolios, they've earned 93% of their initial capital back over the 47-week period. Anyone who has a deposit in the system is known as a partner. Because you're not a member, there are no membership fees. You can join as a partner for free. You put your deposit in, and the only time fees are charged are when you make a withdrawal. And that's the only time NWP will make some money from you. Now, when it comes to those partners or the affiliate plan that I mentioned, if you bring in partners, you will share in an affiliate bonus of whatever they make on a weekly basis. And you probably ask, where does that money come from? Well, when you see that 93% that was made from the 47 weeks of trading, half of that goes to the profits of the partner himself. So that's 93% went to the partners. The other went to the affiliate plan. So in total, it's 186% that have been paid out over and above the initial capital that was invested. So that just shows you the power of the system and legitimacy of the system, because there's no ways that a system that's not legit can pay out 186% in profits. NWP has got members in over 25 countries, and the community is still small. It's around just over 12,000 partners at the moment. When you're ready to start, there is this little booklet. Just ask. It tells you how to register, deposit your funds, start a booster, your asset portfolio, which is your deposit portfolio, and then also how to withdraw. There is a booster promotion currently on, and that is what they call a twin booster or a triple booster. The twin booster is $20, which NWP, you deposit $20, NWP puts $20 with that, giving you $40 of weekly earning power. Then there's a triple booster, and this is simply for new people who wish to start. What happens here is you put in $50, the company adds $100 to that, and this gives you $150 of weekly earning power. When I say weekly earning power, that means that you won't be earning profits from $50 every week. You'll be earning profits from $150 every week. That's what we mean by weekly earning power. Remember, each person can only use this booster once, so if you have got a booster from the old promotion, you won't be able to take any of these new ones. Here's the WhatsApp chat. You can, as I say, contact them via WhatsApp chat support. Typically, you would contact them because you've made a mistake on your registration or of your email or something like that, and you might need to ask them just to rectify that for you. Email is available through support. It's just a little bit slower. So if you want quick response from support, the WhatsApp chat will be the quickest. And again, there's the website and the location of the corporate offices in Istanbul in Turkey, and that's in the Trump Towers. So that is my very short presentation for this evening. Are there any questions? When I advertised this meeting, I mentioned that we would look at how NWP handles and mitigates your risk for you, and the system that's in place to help you mitigate risk. So let's start. NWP is a company. Does anyone know what NWP's product is? Because to be a legitimate company, you need a product.
It's no product.
I beg your pardon, Franz?
Gives no products.
You say there's no products?
No.
Okay, there we are. There's an answer. Anyone else want to have a go at guessing, is there a product? Remember, a product can be a service as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I answer?
Yeah, sure, Paula.
So I've recently learned that the product is the rewards that we make, the profit.
And why do you say that? What would make you say that?
Well, because the deposit that you make to the company can be withdrawn by you at any time. That isn't the product, if I'm understanding this correctly, the product that the company is offering. The product the company is offering is you put in your deposit, your savings, and they will give you X amount, with their target, whether it's the foundation, the growth, or the elite club. So that is their product. That's their offering.
Thank you. So did everyone get that? Did you understand what Paula was saying about the product of the company?
Rich, can I give it a go?
Yeah, sure. Please. Is that Emil?
No, it's Marchant.
Marchant, sorry, man.
No worries. So for me, it's like the same that you would have with with what do you call them, like an investment platform, like your Alan Gray's or your other people, where the service they give you is obviously trading your money for you, that you don't have to do it for yourself, and you get the rewards. But the service is their know-how, their expertise, their systems. That's the service that they give you and offer you. So that's what I think NWP is.
Okay. All right. So, and do you agree with what Paula said then?
In a way, because if you get the reward, I don't see it really as a service. I see more almost like what's happening in the background is the service that they're offering you. The reward is the rewards that you get. That's the outcome. But the service they're offering is obviously using the platforms and using their, like I said, the expertise for you. So that's just how I see it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you. Thanks for those perspectives. This is not necessarily the only way to see it, but it's one of the ways to see it. And that would be that it's definitely not the person's deposit. And why we can say that is that there are no upfront bonuses. So in other words, if that was the product, so if you were selling a normal product, let's say you were selling shampoo, when the person bought the shampoo, that's the product, you would then get your bonus or the commission because that person got that product. So that's the value. So if we look at the definition here, a product is an item or service offered to a customer to solve a problem or fulfill a desire. It can be physical, digital, or a blend of both, but it always involves value exchange. So we've got to ask ourselves then, where is the actual value? And that kind of like comes back to what Paula said, and the actual value is the product, that's the weekly profit that you get. Because you're then getting a value, that's where you earn your bonus from. You're getting your bonus from the weekly profit that is made from the person you refer. So they can't give you a bonus on the deposit because there's no value added in the deposit. So that means that if they were giving you a bonus on that person's deposit, well, then it would definitely be some sort of a scam or scheme. If they're giving you, in this case, which they are, your bonus on your weekly profit, that's because that's where the value has been added. So the expertise of the company is adding value to that person's deposit, and giving them that value, and therefore that's where you derive your commission from as your referral bonus. Does that make sense? The idea of having a meeting like this, it's so when people ask you questions, you can know how to answer them and how to explain. Because sometimes people will tell you that the company is not a real company because it doesn't have a product. Well, yes, if you want the product to be physical, then it doesn't have a physical product. But as it says in this definition, it can be a digital or a blend of both. But in this case, you could say our product is a digital product and the product is about value. So if you weren't getting any value, you could basically say there's no product. So I hope that helps just to sort of clarify things a little bit and tell you, why there are no upfront bonuses. Because a lot of people will ask you about, why don't I get a bonus up front? This person put in his $10,000, but I don't get anything. Why don't I get anything? Mashant, you wanted to say something there.
Isn't the product also the fact of the three different, like the foundation portfolio, that's a product, and then the growth portfolio, that's a product. Isn't it like that?
Well, yes, you could say that, but as Paula mentioned, remember that person could put in his money today and tomorrow he can decide he wants it back and then the company gives him his money back. So there's no value added when the person simply makes a deposit and makes a withdrawal of that money because he doesn't have to commit his deposit in any way. It's free for him to decide. So the actual deposit is never, it can't be considered as a product because if it was considered as a product, then you would receive a bonus on that deposit, which the company is not giving you because he can take it out at any stage. Probably what makes NWP different from every other company out there because all other companies pay bonuses on the actual money deposited. And what happens when they do that, invariably the amount, either the company goes into debt or the person's capital reduces by whatever the amount was paid, which is not sustainable. NWP is a new concept in the marketplace. It hasn't been copied. It hasn't been, it's a lot of experience has gone into the NWP system. But it isn't a system that's copied, and you won't find this system anywhere else in the world. So if we move along and to now understand a little bit about how the risk management works, in this example, you deposit your $1,000. Remember, you can take it out at the end of the week. If you can take it out before then, well, then you won't get any profit. So let's just assume that you leave your deposit of $1,000 in for the week, and on the Saturday, you choose what you want to do. In that time period, the traders use 20% of your capital. So in other words, they will use $200 to generate the weekly profit. Why do they have to be so conservative? Surely if they used more, you could earn more. That is quite correct. However, remember, on a Saturday, they have to have your money ready in case you want it back. And that's the whole difference in this system. Every other system that you, in asset management, you commit your money for long term. NWP, it's not an investment, it's simply a deposit. It's like a savings account. You can decide week to week whether you want to get your money or not. So they have to keep it very conservative and they have to make sure that each day they close the trade and they get a profit so that profit accumulates on a weekly basis so that you can withdraw those profits on a Saturday. That's what makes this system very different. Other companies you'll commit your money for 5 years. You'll commit your money for a year, sometimes 6 months, but never a week. This is completely unique, and that is the value proposition that they give you, is that your profits come to you on a weekly basis, but you can also withdraw your capital on a weekly basis if you want to. Why does NWP only use 20% of my deposit? This is a core component of the risk management strategy. Your full deposit is only committed for a 1-week term. We ensure the entire amount is always available for you to withdraw on a Saturday. They employ an extremely conservative strategy that targets small, consistent daily profits while minimizing risk of your capital. If they used more than 20% of your deposit for trading, that would introduce a higher level of risk, which could potentially make your funds unavailable for the scheduled weekly withdrawal. Why must I withdraw my profits every week? This is a process designed for accountability, control, and transparency. By separating the profits from the principal and making sure that you do weekly withdrawals, you maintain direct control over your earnings. It creates a system of clear accountability. The most powerful way to provide you with the facts is to see the results yourself. Withdrawing your profits weekly and knowing all other partners are doing the same provides tangible proof of the system's performance. The successful withdrawal of your profits provides the clear, recurring validation needed to confidently decide whether to continue for another week. Why can't NWP pay me an upfront bonus? Because they're not a Ponzi scheme. The model is built on generating actual profit. Paying an upfront bonus from a new deposit would mean that the product is the deposit itself, which is the definition of a Ponzi. Any bonus you receive from NWP is paid exclusively from generated weekly profits, never from the deposit of your referral. This ensures a sustainable and legitimate business model. Let's look at some of the key differentiators. NWP distinguishes itself from traditional competitors through its unique operational structure. This prioritizes transparency, user control, and conservative risk management. With competitors, typically the reality check on your investment's performance or the availability of your funds only occurs at the end of your contract term. This means that you might have to wait months or even years to see actual returns or withdraw your principal. NWP provides a weekly withdrawal. This allows frequent and tangible validation of your profits, offering a consistent reality check on your system's performance or your fund's accessibility. Competitors often employ an unlimited or less restricted trading strategy, which can potentially lead to higher risks for the deposited capital in pursuit of larger but less certain gains. NWP adopts a highly conservative approach, limiting capital usage to 20% per week. This strategy is designed to mitigate risk significantly, ensuring capital preservation and consistent, albeit smaller, daily profits, aligning with the goal of weekly withdrawals. Growth in competitors is typically communicated through statements or figures, which is a back-office system. While these reports provide information, they may lack immediate tangible proof of actual capital movement. With NWP, growth is directly experienced through weekly withdrawals. This tangible proof of profits entering your personal account serves as the primary indicator of growth and system validation. Competitors often feature automatic compounding, where profits are automatically reinvested into the system to generate further returns without direct user intervention. NWP requires manual reinvestment for compounding. This gives you explicit control over your profits, allowing you to decide whether to withdraw them or actively choose to reinvest them for compounding growth. In the case of competitors, fees can be complex, often charged yearly or on a fluctuating basis, based on various factors, making it challenging to predict the exact cost of the service. NWP has a transparent fee structure, 5% on profits and 2% on capital withdrawals, with the first capital withdrawal being free. This clear fee schedule ensures you understand the costs associated with your earnings and capital management. Auditing in the case of competitors is typically conducted yearly and can be delayed by 3 to 6 months. This delayed reporting means that any issues or discrepancies may not be identified or addressed in a timely manner. NWP implements weekly auditing by its members, By requiring weekly withdrawals, each member effectively performs a self-audit, verifying the system's solvency and performance on a recurring short-term basis. In the case of competitors, trust is often built on a track record of past performance, which relies on historical data and may not always reflect current conditions or future risks. NWP operates on the principle of verify. Trust is earned. This means that trust is not assumed from past performance, but is continually verified through the tangible act of weekly profit withdrawals, allowing members to earn trust through ongoing direct experience. As you can see, the NWP system is built on a foundation of verifiable trust. The system's unique, utilizing a distinctive asset management and reporting system. Beyond providing standard reports, we empower our partners to actively self-check and self-audit the system's performance. This act of directly withdrawing your weekly profits is the ultimate form of verification, making our process uniquely transparent and accountable in the industry.
Well, Frans, yes, tell us.
Okay. Let me. The most problem what I have is when I talk with other people about NWP, they not really trust me that the profits can be so high. That's the most problem. So, and what I say to the people, I say, try. Take $50, take $100 in the system, look what happens the next 4 weeks and try. And mostly the people make it, and the result is when they have experience, then they spend much more money in the system because then they become the trust. But at first, they really not believe me that can be happen.
That's right, yeah. And the fact that they have to take their money, it's an experience for them every week. It's not like they've just seen the numbers, on a piece of paper. They actually see it in their own wallet on a weekly basis. So the experience is such a deeper experience than if you were just looking at a piece of paper.
Yeah, you're right. That's and that is very important. And that's the most important thing is the weekly, that you become weekly your profits, and you can weekly withdraw your profits, and you see it. That's in your other wallet, so you can change it to normal, to fiat variable currencies, or you put it back. That's your decision. So, and that is the main thing.
Good. Well, thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, Rich.
Yes.
Just from past experience, where regulators want to get the grubby paws on a company, the fact that we are withdrawing our funds and reinvesting it is a very, very strong point for the company, because that clearly shows that it's my decision to take my money out, and it's my decision to put that money back in. And there isn't that rotation of funds, etc. So that is a very strong point for NWP.
Yes. And then, of course, the fact that bonuses are only paid on a weekly basis, and the regulators and those sort of people who typically do not like multi-level marketing systems because it's not sustainable. So they can clearly see the way the structure works and how the bonuses are paid on a weekly basis. So the company's never running into debt trying to pay the bonuses like in many other systems.
Yes. And the fact that it's paid out into a third-party gateway, so it's not sitting in the company's coffers.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of a mindset shift for me coming on board and realizing this. It was like, no, really, can't they just reinvest it for me? But I can't wait for a Saturday to come to see, okay, what did I make, and can I reinvest? What am I going to do? So I really love it.
Good, thank you. Please, if you've got comments or questions or any thoughts, please share them. I just want to quickly go into the back office and just share a back office with you so that we can talk about just some of the things because often people misunderstand where their money is. The question I get so often is, I don't see my booster on my dashboard. Because if you look at this one here, you'll see that this account has just got a foundation portfolio of $10. So that you'll see, because that's a normal investment or a normal deposit, that's in the foundation portfolio $10, and you can see what you've earned. However, if you go into the profit, and you can look at that on your left here, if you go into Ricardo's profit, you will notice that he has got $90 and the $10. So each week he is earning on his booster, and he is earning. So in total, he's got $100 invested. Well, that's what his earning power is, because he actually has got $40 invested, but his earning power, because of the triple booster, the old triple booster, is now $100. So he's earning on $100 each week. If you go to the Invest Booster, you will see those new twin booster and the triple booster, but it tells you that he has already purchased a plan. You can't get another one. But so that's often what people will say, I can't see what I've invested, especially when they've got quite a few portfolios. Then they would like the total, and certainly it's one of the requests that have gone in on the new updated back office. Those sort of volumes will show. The next thing that people wonder about is this withdrawal principal amount. Now, we spoke a lot about the fact that you can take out your deposit. This withdrawal principal amount, this button becomes active on a Saturday and Sunday, and that's when you can withdraw your principal. Remember, it's committed effectively for this week. So tomorrow night, when 12 o'clock strikes, then the profits come into the back office, sometime on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, and then you're also able to withdraw this principal amount. It's not locked there. If the person wants his profit, or wants his profit, he can get that on a Saturday. But if he wants his principal amount, he can just contact support, and they can unlock this manually for you so that you can withdraw your portfolio. Now, if you were clicking on this, let's say, firstly, he cannot withdraw his booster because that's different, that's locked, but he can withdraw $10. But let's say, for instance, this wasn't $10, this was $1,000 in one portfolio. You can't, and you need $100, you close a portfolio. You can't just draw $100, you have to close the whole portfolio. So if this was $1,000, he would then need to withdraw that full $1,000 and take out the $100 he needs, and then redeposit the $900 that he wants to earn profit on still, put that in and open a new portfolio. So that's another thing that just you need to be aware of. So if someone's putting in a big amount, and ask them, you're going to put in 10,000, for instance, are you wanting in the future to withdraw? Maybe. Well, then let them put in 2 5,000s. And that's simple to do at the following. You just go to invest. Remember, they'll have their value in their wallet here. So it'll say they've got 10,000. And then all you do is enter 5,000. Now, here's another thing. Let's say, for instance, he said, no, I want to invest 7,500 and I just want to leave 2,500 to in case I need to withdraw that. Look what happens when you put 7,500. It doesn't accept it. It says here your investment should be between $10 and $500,000. And then you go, but hang on, my investment is 7,500. Well, that's because in the growth and portfolios and in the foundation portfolios, there's limits to what you can do. And that limit is 5,000. So you can put 5,000 in and it says that's foundation portfolio. If I put 10,000 in, it tells me it's growth portfolio. If I put 25,000 in, same problem happens. Of course, if I put 50,000 or 52,000, it's not a problem. That's elite portfolio and that's open. But you will see that in the smaller portfolios, that's the foundation and the growth, that there are limits. So it's basically saying, well, think about opening, and it's just going to take you a minute or two just to click in the amount, 5,000, click invest now, and then open, and then the next minute you just say, or the next couple of seconds, you're just going to say, well, now I'm going to put the 2,500 and I'm going to invest now. So that's the way that you would help someone, and purely for the fact that he might just want some of his money. He doesn't want necessarily all his 5,000, but he might want 1,000 of it. So then let him open 1,000 and 4,000, or 2,500, 2,500, whatever, just split it like that to help the person so it's easier for him to manage. What else is there on the back office? Okay, so let's have a look. That is your check-in wallet. Remember that once a person has put his money in the check-in wallet, I had a few people that have put their money in the check-in wallet and say, oh, I put too much. Oh, I put too much. Well, if you've put too much, there's nothing you can do. It's in the wallet. It has to go into an investment. So let's say, for instance, you've put $20 too much, committed to investment, and on Saturday just take out the $20. Obviously, if you've got less than $10, you're not going to be able to open an investment. So just think carefully. If you're going to put in $2.28, then you're going to have to add another $8 and some, or $7 and something to make up the $10 so that you can get it in and out. Checkout wallet, this is where all your profits come on a weekly basis. Referral bonus, he does not have any referrals, so he's not earning a referral bonus, and that's where that would come. The next thing here is the operations. It's not very clear, and people often ask you, what is this? Well, it's a countdown to when trading will stop, and then on the weekend it becomes a countdown to when trading will start. So at the moment, there's 1 day and 5 hours and 36 minutes and 39 seconds to go until trading stops tomorrow night, and then it'll count down for 2 days from Friday night until Sunday evening, midnight, when trading will start again. Right, so that is the back office. The next thing we can look at is things like your business volume. If you look at this business volume here, or the deposit on the left for the start. This deposit on the left is not Ricardo's, because we've already determined that he's got $100 invested himself, or in $40 invested, and it's $100 in earning power with the booster. But this 3,864 is his team. Now, to see the team, you click on the genealogy, and then it will list all the people on his left, because there's no one on his right, because he hasn't introduced anyone himself. So the people are on his left. And when you click on his name, now it will tell you how many boosters are in the left leg here. There weren't any $10 double boosters. There were 23 $30 triple boosters. And then if you go down here, and I think this is just obscuring it at the moment. Let me just move that. It'll show here that he's got 2 triple boosters in his left-hand side. Now remember, those 2 might not mean anything to him at the moment, but it's 2 towards his trip or his tablet. So what he would need to do is build his right leg here to get 30 people on the right, and maybe by the time he's got 30 people on the right, there's a few more triple boosters which would count for him on the left. So remember, just by clicking onto the person's name, you can see this detail. If you want to go down, just click on the person lowest, and that'll start. Here we are. It just takes a little bit of time, and then as you click on the person, it will open up the people lower and lower, and it will just carry on opening because there are 60 people on his left here. Any questions about the dashboard?
No.
Right, so this business volume, that comes from the actual profit made on a weekly basis, and that's the cumulative total of what 3,864 has made so far in profit. So that's not the complete profit, but it is the complete. When I say it's not the complete profit, you can't say that 3,334 has been made from 3,800, because remember, people are adding money all the time. So this is a cumulative effect of the profits added together each week. That's what this business volume shows. When the new website comes out, or the new back office, it will have a little bit more of a reporting detail to tell you how this business volume was made, but that's not available at the moment. So that's what you see here, and it's purely to do with your bonuses, because your bonuses come from business volume. Ricardo will not get any business volume because he has not got any referral on his, and he hasn't got any referrals, so he can't get from the business volume, and he hasn't got anyone on his right, so he won't earn from the binary either. So this is just a business volume in his case. Okay. Hope that helps you understand the back office a little bit better, but I'm sure a lot of you knew that anyway. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for attending this evening. It was good to be with you. Thanks for listening, and I hope that it sort of opened your mind and made you think a little bit more about the NWP system and just the power that's actually been designed in the system to be completely transparent and to give you peace of mind, so that when you tell people about it, you know that it's actually working because you're actually making those withdrawals on a weekly basis. And you're seeing everyone else experiencing the same thing. Thanks very much, everyone. Do have a good evening further, and good night.